Hello lovelies, welcome to your August readings on this beautiful day at the beginning of July. It's Lorien here and I'm just going to be bringing you these readings for each sign. You can check out your rising, your sun and your moon sign if necessary or if you feel like it. The good news is that my noisy neighbours, my very noisy neighbours, have actually gone on holiday now for a week. So I'm able to bring you these videos very early because it's all nice and peace and quiet and I don't have to do this in spits and spots. So that's wonderful for me. Hopefully it's going to give you enough time to prepare for August as well. If you'd like to contact me for a personal reading, my email's below. I would love to hear from you, and as always, your subscriptions, your comments, your likes, everything that you interact with regards to me on my Facebook page and my Twitter, it's very appreciated. The response has surpassed anything that I intended when I actually brought out this channel, so I just want to thank you all. I am sorry that again I don't have a video camera. Things keep cropping up regarding bills and things, so I do apologise for that, but so long as the message is getting out there and so long as the readings are still resonating with people, I am going to continue to do it this way, at least until I'm able to get a better webcam at least, which is actually able to fine tune and fine focus the actual footage of the cards. So thank you for your patience with me. Thank you for sticking with me and listening to my guidance every month. And I do hope that August is very good for your sign, whichever you are. Hello lovely Aries, thank you for tuning in to your August reading for 2015. As usual, the 4 cards across the top are representative of the approximately 4 weeks of August with 1 card per week. Granted, these energies can actually flow into each other sometimes. And below we have the Oracle card that kind of gives a theme or a general message for the entire month. Now, a lot of you may be being drawn to the first or even the last card, maybe even the card below, but the middle of the month seems to be a kind of coming through in the positive aspects. Now, the first card with the devil that is in the first week for you, this I think can be interpreted various ways. You can interpret it in the traditional way, or you can interpret it in the way that the actual card within this deck does, which is the pagan god Pan. It's a sense of getting in touch with masculinity, maybe even the masculine side being dominant in this particular week. Everybody, no matter what gender, does have still the yin-yang elements within them. So this, I would feel, is going to be the more masculine, the more forceful, and the more, I would say, determined head on your shoulders here. This is not always a good thing. You can be a little bit too headstrong, a little bit too stubborn, because you can border on the line of not hearing other people's opinions and not listening to what they have to say, because you may sometimes feel like you know best. However, I don't know whether this is actually the way it's going for you. This more seems like you feel yourself fired up in energy, and sometimes, you know, there is a message coming through that there may be kind of a trap, or you feel like you're being led into a trap. I do feel that this is not the foretell of doom. It's the only sign that I can see here to warn you that don't get so fired up that you set yourself alight. That's kind of what I feel here with it. It's sort of foretelling that you may need to take a step back in some cases. You are ruled by Mars. So this is also a very strong fiery element sign, and I think there's a time coming that you'll have to find beauty within yourself. You will have to find the courage to change yourself inside and outside, or let yourself come through. And this, I think, is something that's coming up at the beginning of August there for you. The course of your life and the path that you're taking is beyond whatever you know. You can't know everything. So I think if you become aware of what you are doing now, maybe you won't worry so much about the future. Because the future's going to come anyway. You can't really change that so much. You can take decisions, but it just changes the course slightly. So the star in the second week, I would say, represents that you do succeed in letting that inner light shine out from you there. And it signifies to me a period of renewal. So it may be spiritual, it may be physical, you may decide to go back to the gym, you may decide to do more meditation, you may, if you were a witch before and you kind of locked off the path a little bit, you may decide to rejoin that. If you were going to church every Sunday, you can start doing that again. That's the type of thing that seems to be coming through. It's a very positive sign as well if you or someone close to you is recovering from illness or injury. So it seems like there's a healing process coming through here. It's basically the light and the darkness, and this time the light is not a fire burning. This light is a divine light. It's a light that's going to guide you to where you need to be, to see the path, to restore your mental and physical health, to restore your courage, because by being brave enough to choose the riskier roads, you will inspire those around you. This could mean throwing in the towel and moving somewhere. This could be saying no to a promotion that keeps you where you are in favour of going for a different job or a lesser job that's somewhere else. But it'll still give you life experience. And this, coupled with the Knight of Cups as well, this encourages you to remember that victory is not just an exercise in strength of arms. This is flights of wild fancy. This is, it can be interpreted to maintain your focus, or he can be interpreted to say, just go with your gut, go with your internal emotions, go with your initiative. They are likely on their way, these initiatives, and you must remember to seek that almost. Welcome them. Don't, shield yourself against them. So I think if you remember, the end goal, perhaps, or even a temporary goal that you may have set, just so you know that you're on the right path still, this will enable you to stay focused, and even your most passionate beliefs will be fired up, similar to the first month, but in a more refined, in a more loving and compassionate way, because I do think this is actually going to progress towards your goals. You're going to find some peace and meaningful connections with others. I think others are going to help you a lot in this third week. I do believe that they are going to surprise you in many ways. If you say, actually, I'm leaving, you may be shocked to find about 35 people come through and go, oh no, I'm so sad, and whereas you didn't feel that anybody would miss you if you were gone. So that's the kind of thing that seems to be moving around here. The changes that you're making, whether they're leaving or whether they're just minor in this third week, it does garner a reaction that you weren't anticipating, but I do feel that you will really, really benefit from that. Similarly, with the Eight of Swords, this could mean that you get put on a little bit of a guilt trip. I do feel that the Eight of Swords in many ways is a kind of a cage of your own making. Some things in life are beyond your control. Like I say, you can choose the path and you can go along it and make decisions, but if something is actually meant to happen, you may not have too much of a say in it in some way. But in any case, you're likely to find your options are getting more restricted, and this may cause you to experience rising frustration, more anxiety, a little bit more of the why me, and I think your best course of action in that sense lies only with you. Approach this situation with patience and just move when the situation changes. You don't have to push forwards, and you don't have to kind of come up in arms at it and swear at it, and because it's the Aries temper. Scorpios have the Aries temper too, because they're also ruled by Mars. They're kind of a Mars-Pluto tag team. So Scorpio, me, I understand that kind of in anger. Yours is more outer anger. That things aren't going the way you wanted it to be, but this is just a temporary time. This card in the Eight of Swords does indicate to me, at least, that you will have a chance to push past things. And you will, they're dancing around her. You can just kind of dance with them and dance straight out of that circle. So don't worry about that too much. The financial constraint card, the lucky or unlucky 13, as some might say. To me, this does not represent anything apart from your own fear of potential loss. I mean, this could be the door to your potential. and you fear that if you open it, it'll be just cobwebs, or the project that you have, or the talent that you have, or the goal is really nothing more than a few cobwebs, a couple of gold coins, and a rusty book. Because I think that's the fear that a lot of people have. If I make this change, what will I have? I do also say that this is a kind of precursor, maybe a little message, to say do watch out for your finances this month. If you are wanting to move, you need to make sure that you have enough money to move. Sell items if you need to. There's a lot of stuff I feel that we're holding on to right now, and the message seems to be to let go of them, because Saturn is the disciplinary planet, and in September this is going into Sagittarius. So this will be in Sagittarius for 2 years. If you are experiencing Saturn return, which means that Saturn goes to the sign of placement at your birth, which is every 27 or so, 28 years, this is when you will feel it the most. However, in general, there's a big thing happening in September, and August is kind of the month to prepare for that. And I think you will be preparing for it. You're kind of getting yourself steeled for whatever changes this Saturn coming into Sagittarius will bring. It is a sign of travel. It is a sign of writing, publishing. It's a sign of religion, spirituality, making yourself known, being kind of a wanderer. But I think you have to go with the quote, basically, not all those who wander are lost. And that's a beautiful thing to say, that if you do kind of stray off what others might say is the best course for you, you know where you're going. They might not, but you know. And this is definitely the theme that I'm getting from this. Although you may have to rein it in a little bit sometimes and refine the way you express things and look at things, there is nothing wrong at all with the course that you are taking now, Aries. There is so many options that you have, but I think the focus is coming for you, and I think all the determination and the courage to make the change is coming for you as well. The people are going to surprise you, and I think you're going to surprise yourself. If you would like me to have a look into this in more detail, or any other question that you may have, just drop me a line on my email below. We can come up with a reading together and arrange something. If you'd like to purchase anything from Etsy, the link is there below. That's just a case of you purchase the reading that's already frameworked there. If also you would like to subscribe, please do so. I would love to hear your comments about what August brings for you. And in the meantime, I do hope that you take care of yourself, and that August is very kind, as I see it has the potential to really put you on the right path.